If you have Excel, you can track every dime coming in, every dime going out, not only for the current month, but forecasting out as long as you need to with one simple formula. And I'm going to show you how. This is a tool that an accounting manager showed me well over 10 years ago, and I've been using it ever since. It's so simple, yet such a powerful way to take control over your finances. Okay, let's get into it. You're going to go into Excel and open a new workbook. Now I have my tool set up to track each of my bank accounts, one for savings, one for checking. So that's how I'll demonstrate it here, but you can really set this up however you want to. So first you're just going to enter what accounts you're tracking and allow at least 5 columns in between each of your trackers. Next come our column headers, and they're going to be date, description, amount, and balance. And then we're going to add another one in a little bit. Then you can either retype them under any additional trackers you're adding to your spreadsheet, or you can copy and paste them, whichever you prefer. All right, let's go back to the first tracker and get this set up. So we'll start under balance with whatever our starting balance is. In this case, let's say it's $1,000. Now we'll make our first entry, and let's say it's a paycheck. So we'll put in the date, our description will be Bob Pay, and then the amount, and we'll say $1,200. Now here's where we enter the super simple formula that's going to drive this whole tracker. You want to make sure your active cell is the one below your balance. Here it's D4. Then you're going to type the equal sign, like any formula. Next, you will type the cell that your balance is in, plus the cell that contains the amount that you're adding or subtracting. In this case, it's C4. And now you see that cell contains the updated balance. Now with that cell highlighted, hover your cursor over the bottom right corner until it is a skinny plus sign. Hold your mouse button down and drag down. This will copy that formula as far down as you need it. Let's add another line item. This one will make a deduction. So this time, let's say we're taking out $500 in spending money. You're going to enter the description, enter a minus sign in the amount, and hit enter, and you see the balance is automatically updated. Let's do another one. This time, we're going to take some more money out to pay back a friend. Now you see, once I enter the amount and hit enter, the balance automatically updates. Now we'll add in one more positive line item. We'll say that on June 15th, Bob gets paid again. And we see the balance automatically update. Okay, so you get the idea. Now, one of the columns that I forgot to add in the beginning is this done column, or you can call it whatever you want, but it's just the place where you can check off once a transaction has happened. This will be clearer in a minute when we do the checking side and we plan our activity a few months out. Now, before we move on to populate the checking side, we'll do a little bit of formatting. First, we'll highlight our column headers and we'll make them bold by clicking the little B in the upper left side. Then we'll reformat the date to show the year. And we're going to do that by highlighting those cells and going to format cells in the upper right. For some reason, it's not showing my selections here on the screen record, but when you click format cells, you'll see date and then choose the date format that you'd like. Next, we'll reformat the amounts to be currency. So we'll highlight those cells and again, go to format, cells, select currency, and choose whatever style you'd like. For me personally, I like the negative amounts to appear in red so that they're a little more visual, but you choose whatever you prefer. Now, for the checking side, I just dropped the line items in. No need for you to watch me type them out again. I think you got the hang of that. What I really want to demonstrate here is a great functionality of this of being able to track your finances in a forward-looking manner. So I have some bills here such as, electric, car payment, insurance, rent, student loan, often a repetitive monthly expense. And I have it set up so we have the end of the month and beginning of the month, however your bills time out. But once you have the basic structure there and the timing of it, you can copy that whole month's worth of scheduled payments. Click on the next available cell below description and hit paste. Do it again and again for however many months you want to plan out. It's not going to be exact. Of course, things are going to change from month to month, but you have this basic structure here. Then we go to our balance column and we take the bottom cell with the balance formula in it, hover over the bottom right corner until you have the skinny plus sign, and drag that formula all the way down, however far down you need to. Then you have your account balance forecasted out as far out as you pasted down. I think we went 6 months out. What's really helpful about this is now you can see where you might run into some shortfalls or where you might run into some excess that you can transfer over into your savings. Now that the basic forecast is in place, you'll want to go back and fill in your dates. And then as the expenses come in, you'll adjust the amount to what they actually were. And finally, you'll mark them done as they occur. Now, as I mentioned earlier, now you can see how that done column is really helpful when you have 5 months worth or 6 months worth of forecast there, and then you can see exactly where you're at by where your X's are. And for a few finishing touches, you can highlight the cells above the columns and merge those where your account name is, and then maybe fill that cell with a certain color, and then do the same for any other trackers you have, just again for a visual cue for where the different trackers are in the spreadsheet. And then one other thing I recommend doing is going one line below your columns, highlighting that row, and then going up to View and selecting Freeze Panes. By freezing those 2 rows, it will hold them in place. So then your column headers and your account headings will be visible when you scroll down. And that's it. Now you have an expense tracker and a budget forecaster all in one spreadsheet. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like more practical tips while living an imperfect life, please subscribe. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.